I own an independent insurance agency. The name of it is Co-Saint Insurance. Co-Saint is Irish for protection, and we specialize in property and casualty insurance in the South Charlotte and into South Carolina. I like to think that a lot of it has to do with experience. I've been in the industry for 18 years, and I've done everything from claims. I have climbed on your roof to look for hail damage. I have helped you when your house has been on fire. I have done training and marketing, and this was kind of like the next step. Along with experience is we also offer a very high-touch customer service. We like to make sure that our customers understand what they're getting. And since we're an independent agent, we can offer a variety of insurance products rather than just one. People laugh when I say this, but I say I want to make insurance sexy. I want to change the perception of insurance. It doesn't have to be so dry and stale and have a negative connotation with it. Everybody needs it. It's really the experience that you have with your agent that makes it either positive or negative. Also, we like to be involved in our community, and being an insurance agent or a business owner gives you that platform to be able to kind of reach out into your community and help people. My dad has been a big influence. He was a small business owner, and I had worked for him. So just kind of watching him and how he really values his customers and that customer service and that relationship, and really getting involved in your community and supporting your community and wanting other small business owners to grow. I think it's created an interesting journey for him, and I admire that, and I want that for myself. What has inspired me in my non-business life has been my grandmother, and a lot of that is what she did in her community and what she did for her family. She had a lot of obstacles, but she persevered, and she did what she thought was right, and she did it in a very warm and kind and gentle way. And she just persevered, and she was a really big role model for me. Another non-business person would also be my husband. He's been extremely supportive, and he's just always pushing me to be a better person. I tell people NAWBO is my therapy. It's the one place where you can go and be around very high character women who are very smart and compassionate, and talk about your business, and they care. They want to hear about your business. And they support you, and it's kind of a safe place where you can bounce ideas off of people who have kind of been where you've been, or maybe they're in the same place. If I were going to sell NAWBO to you, it wouldn't be a hard sell. I have brought some other friends who I think would be a good fit for NAWBO. And what I tell them is the support that you get. This isn't necessarily going to be people that you're going to sell to, but these are people who are going to lift you up, people who are going to support you, and people who are going to put you in touch with other people that are going to help you.
LED Source is a company that specializes in working with commercial customers, and what we do is upgrade their lighting to LEDs, which gives them better light, gives them a lot more flexibility in their light, and it saves them tons of money. In a business sense, success to me is helping my customer achieve what they want to achieve, and if I can do that, then I'll be successful. As far as personally, success is enjoying what you do, because if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. And I love helping people, so that's what I enjoy. I've had a lot of influences in my business life. Julie Fields has been my mentor for many years, and I've lived by what she has told me: do more than you get paid to do and the money will follow. My father was an influence when I was younger, because he said always work for someone else as if you're working for yourself. And now I'm actually working for myself, and I'm working just as hard as I did when I worked for someone else. Tony Sculthorpe and Ramon Norniella were my bosses when I worked for a company, Appliance Warehouse, and they were brilliant. They were very strategic thinkers, and I'm a strategic thinker. And there's always a sense of feeling that you need to step back and review what's working and what doesn't work, and constantly make adjustments so that you can move towards success. In my personal life, my husband's probably been the biggest influence, because we get on the back of his Harley and we take a break from the hard work that we both do, and we just go out and explore. We go visit vintage little towns. We both love historic architecture, so there are always places to explore in North Carolina and the surrounding states. So what we can get on and do in a day or two ride and come back and just get rested up and head back to work, it's a lot of fun. And I just appreciate that someone takes the time to do that with me, because I really enjoy exploring. NAWBO has been really helpful to me. When I first started my business, even though I'm very experienced in business and I've made a lot of money for a lot of companies, but when I had my own business, there was a little bit of a sense of overwhelmment. And I felt that if I could connect with other women business owners, that they would be empathetic to what I was going through, and they could give me guidance. And then in turn, as I grew stronger, then I could turn around and do that for someone else. One of the big things for the type of business I am in is certification as a woman-owned business. And I felt that NAWBO would be a very good conduit to help me work through that. And that was one of the main reasons I joined.
I am the owner and chef of Homemade Fresh Chef Service, which is a service that is designed to help busy people have healthy meals on the table for dinner every night. I go into people's homes and I prepare personalized meals for them for either a week or 2 weeks worth of meals, depending on what the client's need is. And I package them based on how they want it packaged, and leave some in the refrigerator and some in the freezer with easy reheating instructions, so they can just heat and eat in about 30 minutes or less and have a nice healthy dinner on the table. My niche market is busy professionals. They are either singles or couples of families of various sizes, but the common thread is they don't have the time, energy, or desire to plan to prepare meals every day, and they want to eat healthier food than they would get running through the drive-thru or ordering takeout. My big dream is actually two things. One is to be able to earn a living doing something that I love to do, because I think a lot of people in this world aren't able to say that. I actually whistle while I work, and I'm very proud to say that I can do that. My second dream is I really want to transform the way that people eat, because I feel like that in today's fast-paced society, people are relying a lot on food that is not very healthy for them. So if I can make a difference in the lives of my clients by helping them to have better food and overall better health, then that will be success for me. I think the keys to my success right now in this business are, one, I'm a really great cook and people enjoy my food, and that's what it's all about when you're in the chef service business. But beyond that, I also think another key to my success is my customer service skills. I work really hard to provide excellent personal customer service, because that results in long-term clients, and it also results in referrals that will grow your business. I come from very strong entrepreneurial roots, and I would have to say that my father has been a really big influence on me in my business life. He, back in the 1970s, came up with a very unique business concept that met a need that wasn't being met, and had a very successful business running that for years and years and years. And even though my industry and my client base is very different than what he was serving, I think I used a lot of his inspiration in helping me design this business model. I think the biggest influence in my non-business life had to be my mother. My mother was incredibly supportive of me. She always told me that I could do anything that I wanted to do. And I remember vividly the day that I graduated from college, my mother said two things to me. One, she said, "This is the best Mother's Day present ever." And then second thing she said was, "Your education is something no one can ever take away from you." So even though what I'm doing now for a living is very different than what it says on my diploma, I know that if my mother were still here, she would be in my corner cheering for me, and she would be very proud of my success. I joined NAWBO within a year after I started my business. And You know, there's so many things that it has done for me, personally and professionally. It would be a long list, but I think the things that come to mind first are, from a business standpoint, it's really helped my business. Within a few months after I joined NAWBO, my membership was paid for, and every year that I've renewed since, my membership has been above and beyond paid for, with business that either came directly through NAWBO members, from referrals, from strategic partnerships that I developed. And also the mastermind group, I think that's one of the unique features of NAWBO that makes it such a great group, because you're in a group with a bunch of like-minded female business owners, and they're your sounding board, and they're the place where you talk about your challenges and your successes. And one of the first things I did when I found out that I was a finalist for the Rising Star Award is I purchased a table and invited my mastermind group to sit with me, because they're that important to me personally and to my success in business.
The name of our firm is LBA Haynes Strand. Our firm is a CPA service, and we provide CPA services to small and medium-sized businesses. Our firm works mostly with small to medium-sized businesses that are privately held. I think that our firm has been very successful because we're very adaptable. We have grown significantly over the years, both through organic growth and through mergers and acquisitions. And especially with mergers and acquisitions, being adaptable is very important. Every merger or acquisition that you take on has a little bit of a different shade, and you have to be adaptable to figure out how to make it successful. My biggest professional influence was a man named James Amendolia. He was my first boss out of college. At the time, I was in property management outside of Washington, D.C., and he was an infantry Marine who served in Vietnam many tours, so he had a very calm way of dealing with things. He taught me to handle stress when you're under pressure by staying calm and just working through the problem. I remember one time there was something going on that I felt was very crucial, so I interrupted a meeting he was in. He very calmly excused me from the meeting and told me that not to interrupt him again unless someone was actually dying in the office. One of my biggest personal influences is my husband, Trevin Ayers. He has given me the ability to feel like I can go out and try new things. He has also provided me and my son Ryan with an extremely stable home life, and I feel that that has made it a lot easier for me to grow professionally because I'm not having to worry about a lot of personal strife at home. For me, being a part of NAWBO is really being part of a group where there are other businesswomen who take business very seriously that I can interact with and learn from, and hopefully give back some to them also. When I originally joined NAWBO, I thought it was really just going to be for the education because I joined as a brand new business owner. And what I found is, while the education has been absolutely wonderful, what I've gotten the most out of is interacting with the other business owners in the group. If I met someone and I was going to try and encourage them to become a member of NAWBO, I would tell them about all the amazing businesswomen that they would get to meet if they joined NAWBO, and how having those women be a part of their network would really help them grow both professionally and personally.
I have a financial planning practice where I serve business owners and professionals looking at their long-term strategies for education, retirement, estate planning. They need me because they need a second opinion. In the same way as professional athletes have coaches for every aspect of their game, they're really, really good at what they do, and they can do it. They need someone to look over their shoulder and guide them, that lives in this world and stays up to date with all of the changes and the legislation and the taxes and all of those things that affect their decisions. My dream of success, especially in this new niche that I'm working in, is that special needs families know that there's someone to help them. They feel so alone, they feel so overwhelmed, and for me to be able to educate them first and be able to help them with their story, help them guide them through what their lifetime's going to look like and what the lifetime of their child is going to look like. I want them to know that I'm here. I want them to know there's a professional available to guide them. Two things that propel me and that have kept me in this. There are 8% women in my industry. And so my tenacity and my authenticity. And again, when you say that, then all of a sudden it doesn't sound so authentic. But because I believe in the client's story, and everything that I do is about the client and their story. When I start with their story, I can't possibly go wrong, and I can't possibly not be a success. The most important business influence I've had has been my dad. He was raising 7 of us. He was a special needs principal, interestingly enough, and he always had a side business. And so he always thought out of the box. He always found those businesses that were necessary, that made him successful, and that made him think outside of the box. Outside of business, my greatest influence has to be my husband. And we've known each other since we're 15. We married later. We had children later than that. And he's the rock. He is the sense. He had shared when a client was having a difficult time taking the high road. I said, it's just so hard to take the high road. And he didn't blink, and he just said, that's what the high road is for. So he's kind of my rock. NAWBO is a place where I can just be another business owner. When I'm with my clients, I'm on, and they are sharing their most intimate stories. They are sharing their fears. They are sharing their dreams, goals, desires. And I have to be there and completely present for them. Nationally, we need to engage more and realize the power of NAWBO on a national level, and that's one of the things that I hope to do next year.
Roper Physical Therapy and PYTA, P-Y-T-A, Professional Yoga Therapy Approach, is the yoga business that was an outspoke of the physical therapy company. I help guide people on a path of wellness, utilizing traditional physical therapy, myofascial release, and professional yoga therapy. We look at somebody as a whole. We look at you spiritually, energetically, intellectually, physically. How do you move? What do you need? And we address the pain and the need or the dysfunction. And then we also look at the aspect of helping you age well. We treat everybody from age to old in the orthopedic, neurological, you name it, we will see you. I am living the dream. I mean, I have my own business. It's thriving. I have a great family, a supportive husband of 19 years, and I'm living the dream. Do I have plans for the future? Absolutely. But I am living the dream right now. Diligence, dedication, listening. You have to hear people, you have to meet them where they are. If someone comes to me and they're not ready to heal yet, or they're not ready to engage in an exercise program or weight loss, I have to feel where they are. And then I have to meet them there and then grow with them. And that's the key to my business. My mother was my biggest influence. I am number 6 of 8 children. My mother went to school and received a degree in nursing when women didn't go to college. You cannot help but being raised by a strong woman, but to develop those characteristics. And I remember as a small child being that towards the end. She went on to get her master's. Can you imagine 8 children and receive your master's degree? And so I asked her this day, I said, did anybody ever have a party for you? And she said, no, I think I came home and made dinner that night. So she was my early person who taught me how to bring home the bacon and fry it up in a pan. So John Barnes is the founder of Myofascial Release, and he's a physical therapist, and he is the most grounded individual I've ever met in my entire life. And he taught me to detach from the outcome, meaning not to associate with any particular outcome, just be present with somebody. Don't be in the past, don't be in the future, because right now is where it's at. If you spend too much time on either side, you'll lose that given moment. There's a great group of women. You're surrounded by intelligent, super supportive mentors that are just willing to reach, support, and lift you. And that's the key, is that as a business owner, you need to find time to nurture yourself so then you can nurture others. And I feel that NAWBO is the place for me. I found a home and a place that inspires me. Going into business is not for everyone. I think when you look at it, it takes a lot of diligence, hard work, sticking to the task at hand, and then the many other surprises that come up. And I don't think everybody's cut out for that. NAWBO is one of those places where people meet you and they walk in your shoes. And when you own your own business, not many people walk in your own shoes that you're able to greet and meet with. And that's what NAWBO provides.